And welcome back to Oxygen Not Included. Jumping back in right where we left off last time, where our main goal is. Is that a minor? No, yeah, that is another minor volcano. Just look at all that magma that we get to play with eventually. And this I'm still waiting to thaw or cool rather, because that's still 100 some odd degrees. If I built, let's take a look at the temp overlay again. Let's see, because that's what's causing the heat. It's this all along here, because up in here is okay. But the yeah, that igneous is 1400 degrees. So if I built a temp shift plate out of ice there, I would boil steam and it would just cause all of this to heat up. So I need to leave this as a vacuum. Oh boy. I want to just throw like ice at the problem, but there's just so much of it. Though if I do it from beneath and start taking it out to where I can get to this without breaking this vacuum, we'll see. But for now, main objective. Ooh, I really need a let's see here, because I really need all that CO2 to just fall out. Because there is a lot of it. And I don't mind it going down here because I can create a carbon skimmer. Like I can pull this water and create a massive carbon skimmer setup. But yeah. It looks like it's this. I can safely just dig here, here, and here, and not have to worry about that volcano. Alright, and this has been exposing lots of iron. And yeah, 200 kilograms of diamond. Do I have window tiles? No. I have skill points, but that's for another planetoid. Ah, yes. Now, once this Wheezewort gets delivered, I should be able to. Yeah, it needs phosphorite. Or phosphorus. I can't remember which it's called in this one. Yeah, phosphorite. That jumped from 62 to 95. So this will produce almost 100 red bolts a cycle. However, the problem with that is it's very hazardous. 955 rads per cycle. And I can just stack this up even higher. But like out this way where the dupes are going to be walking right now, it's still mostly safe. But yeah, so designing a reservoir for this. That way I constantly have water being pulled. Because this, on average, puts out 1.5 kilos per second. Huh. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do that. So I'm just going to ignore it. Okay, so it looks like that's part of a crit. What's in here again? So I've gone far enough over to where I can technically, if I really wanted to, I could just and create a ladder system going from here to here. That way I can actually start excavating this entire area. So that'll give us a good amount of fossil. Lots of ice up in the barren region up there. Alrighty. I just realized I have not been playing using the challenge. Like, I haven't built anything constrained to the challenge in a bit. So, let me see what the room overlay has to offer. Because the miscellaneous room is one we have no choice but to deal with. Let's see. I created a greenhouse up here. But I did a min stable on the other one, which means I should be able to do like a max on this one. Which means if it's 96 tiles, this is 98. Oh, wow. That's almost the perfect size if I just go ahead and because then I can actually shear those Drekos when they grow up. And in fact, instead of that, I'm going to build farm tiles for Millwood. And if I want to get fancy, I might even set it up to where I have let's see, what is it? Hydrogen. Yeah, I should be able to get some hydrogen from somewhere. Ah, see, there's a large pocket of it here. And so if I really wanted to, I technically should. Or even better, I set up a... Aha. Point is, if I can put hydrogen up here, that'll make it to where they'll be able to grow their scales. Because if I get glossy Drekos, that'll make it to where we have constant plastic production. Let's see, utilities, temp shift plate. Made of ice. Okay, so if I put a tile here, I'll need to dig out a tile there. Research complete. I have solar panels, which means I need glass. And that needs plastic. I have the refined metals. Like, I have more than enough refined metal. I just need glass. Or plastic for that. So I need to find something that actually has glass, which, if memory serves, these are glass. 100 kilograms each. And there's another one on the other side. There we go. Alright, let's see. Because if I can unlock more, like uncover more Wheezewort seeds, I'll be able to increase my production even greater. I'm not seeing a lot in there. So the easiest way to try and check to see if there are Wheezewort seeds in an area is to look for like those crack lines in snowy regions. Like how I'm digging up there. I don't really have that many snowy regions. I have one up here, but this is mostly fertilizer and snow. What do I unlock with furniture on that? Oh yeah, a sauna, which requires wood. Wood requires arbor trees, and in order to effectively pips. I have 800 kilos of ice. But yeah, so I don't know, I'm kind of at a loss for what to do here. Simply because like and there's the 3 Dricklets. Which if I'm set this up as a stable, I may as well also add a grooming station. Oh, that'll actually make it to where they can groom faster. I want to relocate it. Both groom and shear faster. This is going to be another episode where I'm doing nothing but one thing for the entire episode, which I don't want to do. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to try and get some stuff done in the background. I'll see you all when that's done. Alright, real quick. Something that a lot of Oxygen Not Included players talk about, which is a rather important mechanic, is breaks in the Abyssalite. Now, as you can see here, what that is an area where the Abyssalite does not go all the way across. So there's a small gap here. Abyssalite does not transfer temperature. Like this is 32 degrees. Or better yet, I'll show you down at the magma biome. Now, this Abyssalite is exposed to the interior of my base. However, you look at the temperature overlay, you know, it's 32, 1300, 1400, but it's not changing temperature. Abyssalite is a material which has no thermal conductivity, as in it will not do anything. Like it cannot transfer material. Conducting temperature with it requires you to use outside materials such as a temperature shift plate, which is also why I'm glad that this is still fully encased in its Abyssalite, because the Abyssalite, that is 200 degrees, that igneous rock is 1200, that Abyssalite is 300. Like, And that's the thing, like, the Abyssalite will not exchange temperature. And so if you were to try and draw heat out of this, first off, don't do it in an area where you're going to destroy a vacuum, because that'll cause it all to just cause issues and make it difficult to break into. But yeah, and as you can see here, this is 32, this is almost 40, this is 30 some odd. This piece of Abyssalite, this is 22 degrees. The Abyssalite keeps the temperatures in check, so to speak. So for example, like this cold biome isn't causing these plants to stifle because the Abyssalite will not transfer temperature. It'll be cold, but it will not transfer with itself or anything else around it. But see here, there was a massive break in the Abyssalite, which means this caustic biome that generated here and this frozen biome, which has this ancient specimen, are intermingling, and as such the temperatures are fluctuating. And unfortunately, because there's a lot more cold as compared to over here, this stuff will start to, one, is not in proper pressure, and secondly, I don't know, peppernuts don't need certain temperatures. Oh yeah, they do. It gets too cold, these are going to start stifling. This one's drowning because it grows all the way down to here in this tile. Right now I'm getting up here to get to this glass up here. Now you'll notice that there's a bunch of these panels inside the Gravitas buildings. They're 5 kilograms of glass. There's 5 here, 4 up here, that's 9, that's 45 kilograms of glass from the back walls. That's not bad. However, as you look here, like I showed before, each of these tiles is 100 kilograms of glass. To set up a solar panel, you need 200 kilograms. So that's 800 kilograms there, plus I've already got 400. So that's 1,200. That's 6 solar panels. Solar panels generate power based on the amount of light available. As seen here, adds up to 380 when at max sunlight. Times 6. And then it keeps producing as long as there's sunlight. That little sliver up on the cycle counter, that shows when it's dark. That dark sliver is the only time these don't run, so you need a battery to keep them operating, but other than that, it's constant power. It's quite lucrative to get to if you can get to it fast enough, because that means you set up a couple of those, or well, no, 380 times 6, that's going to be at least 1,800 watts of power constantly. Like, that's just, it's going to be generating that every second there's sunlight. And it changes based on how much sunlight there is, but yeah. And there are different methods on how to set up the solar panels so you get the most sunlight out of them, but it depends on how much lux you have on your asteroid type and all that. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of it. I'm just going to, as soon as I get the ability to get up here safely, such as with Atmo suits, which I should really check and see if I can actually do that yet. Current load, max load. How much does a Exosuit Forge take? 480. Do I have any grids over here that don't take up all that much? This one's only taking 128. Yeah, I can put the Exosuit Forge on this one. reason I'm doing that is because that's going to generate or grant us the ability to set up ammo suit docks, create a liquid lock up here, and core out the entirety of the base. In fact, I could use ammo suits to core through the magma biome as well if I wanted to. And there I have almost the entire map exposed on that side. I just gotta clear out the space biome. Let's see, what do I have available? Gold amalgam. Wheezewort seed. That's gonna cause our nuclear reactor over here, or air quotes around that, because there's actually a nuclear reactor in this game. But yeah, see, 400 kilograms of glass. That's 2 solar panels already. Of course, that also means I need to use higher tier wires. Oh, also, let me slow down time a bit so you can see this a bit better. And that's why it's set up like this, because it will only go in the one direction. And I have this over here to shoot it off over here, because neutronium is immune to, well, you can't break it. Like, you could using exploits in the past, but I don't think they have those in the game right now. But like, it's just taking that as like a champ. Normally, when something's being destroyed by neutronium, it will actually break the tile eventually. That's why most of the time you try and have your radiation type stuff up on the surface, because you can just forego it. Let's see, stations. What are virtual planetarium, orbital data collection lab? I'll worry about all that later. For now, I need a stable source of water. Oh, how's this doing? 252,000 germs. This will constantly be dropping, and once it hits 0 germs, I'm gonna just break in there and excavate the fossils, because that's a good amount of fossil in there. And yeah, in fact, if we go into the database, where is it? Disease, zombie spores. Inhibited by gas. So unless there is something to generate it, like, it survives in carbon dioxide, but like, it's dying. Like, this is meant to last up to, you can't just pressure it, and no, you can vacuum it, but just letting it die off because it doesn't have a sporkid to release. Yeah. And it's just gonna keep plummeting. Now, sporkids, despite how terrifying they seem, have a massive decor bonus, which is weird, I know. But if you set up a vacuum chamber inside like a Great Hall, you can get an ungodly amount of decor out of them. Of course, I have a mod called Decor Reimagined, which makes it to where decor isn't processed the same. Now, I'm running out of sulfur, it looks like, so let's see, where's my dig level here? That way I can get more sulfur out of that. But yeah, so You can set up complicated ranches for Sweetles and Grubs and all that. Me, it's just letting them go and do their thing to make it to wherever the plants are growing healthily. That's all I really worry about. But yeah, so plus excavating around these volcanoes gets us iron. Get that command set up. Somnium synthesizer. Dispense pajamas. Get someone to wear them. I don't know what the Somnium synthesizer does, to be frankly honest with you. Like, I don't, but I want to know, so I might just set up like a dupe who's constantly like, they sleep almost all the time. Like, that's all I'll have them do is sleep to try and get this cranked out, because it takes 25 dream journals, and it takes a while for these to actually generate some, based on some testing I've done on other saves. But yeah, so I'm gonna cut this episode here. My goal for right now is get exosuits forging, get water source set up, as well as get exosuits forging, get a better stable water source, try and get into space to set up solar panels and or a rocket. That's what I'm going to try and get started next time. Thank you all for watching. I know I'm chaotic at times. I do hope you enjoyed. Have a lovely day.